Hey guys, so it is spoiler time! And we are spoiling now a full series.
Again.
Yes, because we like doing that apparently. We are doing The Immortals by Tamora Pierce. This is my favorite, I think. After I've read through all of them, yes, I finally finished all 14 of them. Anyways, the very basic plot is that Daine, her family has just died. They were killed by bandits, and she ends up running into one of the people who procures horses for the Kingdom of Tortal and the Queen's Riders, which it has created, and women can join, and it's just really cool. But anyways, so it soon becomes very, very clear that Daine has some very, very powerful magic with animals, and it's previously been thought that there was no such thing as wild magic, but she has it. And so they realize that she has it, and so she gets a teacher, Numair Salmalin, who I love so much, always have. So cute.
We will get to him. There will be ranting.
And he is the most powerful mage in Tortal right now. He has previously been a refugee from a city of Quartet, where he was friends with the Emperor and he had to run away. But they get to that in the plot. Big things have been happening all throughout the world, because not only do you now get Tortal as just like this nation, and there's a whole bunch of other nations that are like they have to deal with, who raid them, who they trade with, blah 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 blah. But now there has been this global, I'm gonna call it a catastrophe, where the veil between the realm of the gods and
just human world,
has been opened, and all these immortal creatures who had previously been banished from the world come back. So you've got like winged horses, and then you've got fanged winged horses who like to eat people, and then you've got a couple dragons,
basilisks, storm wings,
which are her own creation as far as I can
spiderins.
Tell. Evil spiders.
I'm gonna side note for like a few seconds here. What is it with fantasy novels and evil spiders? Can we just actually stop and think about this for a moment? Okay. Lord of the Rings, we have Shelob. The Hobbits, we have the spiders in Mirkwood. Harry Potter, we have the gigantic spiders. What is it with spiders in fantasy? Is it because they're freaky looking, and then if you just blow them up, it's like a million times worse? And then just take Tamora Pierce's creatures. They have human heads. They are spiders with human heads. Just pause and think about that, because I lived in an attic and then a basement. I have been around spiders my entire life. No, Tamora Pierce, why did you give me nightmare fuel? This is nightmare fuel for me. Do not want to think about spiders.
Yes. So she's come up with her own creations. There's also things like storm wings, which are think of harpies, bird things with human heads. They've also got steel wings, which are very sharp and can their feathers are like razors, which I always thought was really, really cool.
Yeah. And they smell bad.
Because they are the battle harbingers, and they feed off of fear, and when everybody's left the battlefield, they
desecrate the bodies,
crap on them, roll in them. They just smell awful. Yeah, and so they're obviously not well liked. But anyway, so all these immortal creatures are running around, and there's an overarching plot where Quartet, which is kind of African-esque, in my mind at least, is attacking Tortal. And they do it subtly at first with pirates that they can claim they have no bearing over. There's also some nobles that are kind of supporting Quartet secretly and are spies in the realm sort of thing, betrayers. Daine is slowly growing into her powers throughout the book. She definitely shows herself as one of the most powerful people in the realm, simply because she can talk to all these animals. Mm-hmm. And they become her friends, and they want to help her. So suddenly, when you're attacking Tortal, you are being beset not only by the people, but by every crow and every rat and every horse. They're just going against you. So
pause. So she's talking to all these different animals. the ending of the first book, release the Kraken. Just like they're at pirate swoop. They're being attacked by raiders, pirates, and she's trying to get help. The whales won't help. People won't help, and she's just crying out for help for anyone that can hear her. And this freaking Kraken shows up. It's like, it's okay, small fish. I'll fix all your problems. And I'm just like,
you got ships for me to destroy?
Does anybody think this through? So I'm just like sitting there with this book. And that's about when my major problem with this series is just how overpowered Daine gets. And that was that felt to me like something you'd get at the end of the series. Like, she's talking to a Kraken, a gigantic sea monster, but no, we top the Kraken. Top the Kraken.
She manages to top the Kraken.
All right.
And that's how powerful Numair is, because after Daine collapses of being so tired, Numair comes up and like, bye-bye, Kraken! And the Kraken's like, shit.
Hightails it. Boom! So, the second book, we go off and we deal with more stuff. I kind of found the second book was a bit more filler.
Yeah, it kind of was.
It's kind of like introducing you more to Stormwings, because Daine just hates on them, and then kind of meets a Stormwing in the second book who she can befriend.
Sort of.
She
actually names her son after the Stormwing. Spoiler alert.
The third book is where, all of the shit hits the fan.
Because suddenly you're, hearing about Carthag. It's all over there. You actually go there.
You go there.
And what book does this? What book is just you've heard about all these things. Here, go see it. Go see all the crap.
So you get to go, interact with the Emperor and the, we will break him down in a bit after we, finish plotting. Crazy! Dinosaurs. She manages to,
She raises dinosaurs because the gods are Carthag is fucking up. Hardcore. They were just breaking all the rules.
Here, have extra powers.
And so she actually has the power to raise dead animals.
Just do it.
So she gets this army of dinosaurs and storms.
She thinks Numair has been killed,
and so
she destroys everything.
She just takes this army of dragon bones and storms through the palace, ripping things to shreds.
The Emperor gets turned into a Stormwing, and so bye-bye Emperor.
You'd think he'd die, but no.
So, but no. And then in the fourth book, we deal with the fact that the Emperor has managed to master his Stormwing magic and is causing a lot of problems, and Daine and Numair go off to do a thing and end up getting dragged kicking and screaming into the realm of the gods, where the big reveal that isn't really a big reveal because you figured it out by this point, is that you find out that Daine's father is the god of hunt, and that is why she has magical abilities. Her mother has become a goddess, and they have to find a way to get back to the mortal realm to help all of their friends, so they have to go find themselves some dragon buddies. And they'll go across the land of the gods to do things.
Which is pretty cool.
It was cool.
You also find out that their little war that they've been having with Carthag actually has bigger implications, because Emperor Orzorn, the former emperor of Carthag, has actually now aligned himself with the goddess of chaos, and she's now just trying to actually destroy the world. And so the gods are kind of distracted fighting this chaos creature, and so Daine actually has to defeat Orzorn so that it helps the gods win. So you kind of find that her struggles just get bigger and bigger and bigger as the story's going on. Okay, yeah, that's basically the plot. So things we want to rant on.
Okay, first off, Daine. I really like Daine because Daine is very, very practical. She has a very practical outlook on life. It's just okay, I need to do this. Cool, awesome, yes, going to do it. My problem with Daine is just how overpowered she is. And
we forgot to mention, she can actually turn herself.
She can turn herself into an animal. Doesn't have to be completely an animal. She can give herself cat eyes or bat ears. She's just, if it's animal related, she can do it. And she can also heal. It's just...
But I mean, yeah, she can do a lot of things, but they also throw a lot that kind of negates that at her too, right?
I think my major problem with this is just, I don't really like the magical girl, magical boy narrative, where it's just the fact that I like Harry Potter is pretty surprising, because but then again, Harry is not good at anything. But just, like, when does it stop? Is, like, when is the limit? And I mean, every once in a while, she does hit that limit. She can't go past, but it gets to the point where it doesn't happen as much. Like, in the first book, she gets exhausted. She almost gets stuck in places. In the second book, she almost gets stuck as an animal. But it's just...
Yeah.
How do you, like, box this power? That's, like, how do you put limits on it?
Yeah. I mean, Ozorn is a pretty good enemy because he eventually does become a Stormwing, and then he's immortal, and he has immortal powers, and he can actually, like, create,
life.
Yeah, which he does, and it's... The things he creates are pretty freaking cool and scary. But, yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Like, I like Daine as a character. I have no... Just... It's a little, the magic aspect of her is a little weak for me.
But that's just what you find a flaw in.
Yeah.
Kind of the... Anyways. Numair.
Numair, okay. Alright, Numair, one of the most problematic characters in the whole wide world. I love him, but he freaks me out a little bit.
Why?
There is, okay, so Numair is about 15 years older than Daine. Yeah, he's
15.
like 30, she's
Ish.
50.
Yeah.
That just, like, you get the relationship at a natural progression, so it's not, like, thrown in your face. It makes sense, but there's this one scene that we have been talking about since she made me read these books, where, like, I think it's...
They're in the realm of the gods.
They're in the realm of the gods.
And, you know, you're slowly starting to realize that they actually have a thing going, and this is the 4th book, okay, so... It's
been a slow build. It's been there, but
very
slow build.
Like, they clearly care about each other, but it doesn't become clear that it's actually, like, a romantic relationship until this last book when she's, like, 16. Not that it really makes anything better, but, okay, people were married at 14.
I know.
Anyways.
So something happens,
so
she's worried.
She's worried about him, and he's, like, standing there, like, yeah, don't worry, it's okay, I just have to think about this for a second. And so she goes up, she's like, I really missed you, and then she starts...
Nuzzling his chest hair.
And on one level, like, when you're reading this, you're like, this is strangely cute. Like, this should not be as cute as this is. What are you doing to me, Tamora Pierce?
And Numair's reaction is, don't do that, I can't think while you're doing that. And I'm just like, why am I reading this book?
Like, just let that image sink in. Like, when have you ever had the urge to nuzzle someone's chest hair? Oh.
These are the things that distract me. But Numair is definitely an awesome character in the fact that he's also very superly overpowered, but he's very not there at the same time because he gets distracted so easily. He's just like, I love books.
I love knowledge. I love all things, and he's just adorable. You just want to hug him.
And like, it's very obvious that they really care for one another. And like every time that someone almost dies, the other one goes batshit insane. Like when Daine raises the dinosaurs, or when Numair like explodes things.
Yeah.
Fun times, everybody. Fun times to be had all around. The other kind of not really love interest, who's kind of a love interest, like possible, is there's the prince in Quartet, who's creepy, but.
What?
They set that up as like a possible, like if you look
but
at Tamora Pierce's
I know
power,
that. But why was he creepy?
I don't know, there was something a little bit off about him.
Really?
I found, I liked him as a character because he never changed, like, he has his set views, he has his belief system. When Daine shows up, it's not really, I'm here, I can show you the world kind of deal. Like,
yeah.
She definitely changes him, but he doesn't do, like, a complete 180. Like, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a dick, for sure.
Like, I don't
know why I didn't find him creepy.
There was just something, I don't know how to put it into words, about him that made me uncomfortable. I don't know what it was.
No.
Maybe it was just that he was related to Ozorn, so
yeah.
I'm like, I can't trust you, ever.
But yeah, so anyways, they're a very cute couple,
yes.
anyways. Emperor Ozorn was just, like, a very good villain.
He's crazy.
The moment that, like, really defines how crazy I think for everyone is there's this moment where, because he and Numair and Ozorn used to be childhood friends, and then Numair ran away, and blah, 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 and now he's back as an envoy And so they have a disagreement because Numair can't find Daine anywhere, and he gets pissed off and walks away, and Daine's actually, like, hiding in the room. She doesn't want to, like, reveal that she's there, and she sees Ozorn create, like, a magical version of Numair in her palm, and he starts to, like, squish it and, like, destroy it, and you can just hear these screams coming out.
Like mini Numair screams.
Yeah, and it's just, like, she's, like, watching the look on his face as he does it, and he's just, like... Whoa. And you're just like, holy crap! And he is never, like, cool again, as in, like, oh, this guy could be okay. No. No.
Do not want.
He turns himself into a Stormwing. He creates some pretty cool things.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to talk about the dragon.
Talk about the dragon.
So, in the first book, Daine ends up having to adopt a dragon baby. And this dragon is the freaking cutest thing you've ever seen. They call her Kitten, and I think that's such a cute name for a dragon. And she's just, like, she's very smart, very intelligent. She does not like cages. She can, like, get herself out of a cage with just, like, the sound of her voice. And she's very curious. She's always picking up things, always, like, getting into trouble. She's got, like, her own opinions about, like, people who, like, turn themselves invisible. She's like, not putting up with that crap. And she's, like, very, very smart and just, like, one of the best companions. Yeah, I don't know. I've loved it.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you seeing Alana?
I love Alana more than anything, and I just like how practical she is about everything, and just kind of like, okay, Daine, you're cool. And Daine's just like, holy crap, you're like the lioness. And Alana's like, oh, I gotta do stuff. See you guys, I'm gonna go fight a goblin. Yeah, George, kids, cool, bye. I got
just, it's weird though, because you see her, and you're like, I know you, I
know how you think. I've been inside
your head. Like, you feel like, I felt like she was like my best friend from childhood or something, and then we've grown apart, and then like you see her again and she remembers nothing about you, and you're like, but we were such good friends, like, why don't you remember me? And you're just like, you feel like this weird kind of disconnect, like you're looking at yourself. I don't know, it was very...
George! Okay, George is like in the first book for like a while because they're at his castle and he has his kids and his Alana's there, and you're just like, George, oh my god, I love you so much, you have children.
They're so cute.
And just George is just like sensible too. He's doing his thing, and like you can tell that he's still like madly in love with like Alana. Like,
yeah, they're both madly in love with each other.
And they're just I like how like they go off and they do their own thing, and how George kind of like is stuck raising the children.
I know. He really does. Like, Ali full admits it, like her father like raises her. It's just, but they're so cute.
George.
They're best like romantic couple in series ever.
Yeah, I just like, I love Alana. I will always love her because she was like so like quintessential and awesome and does all these things. We'll talk about Alana more when we get into Protector of the Small, because the whole...
We're just going to be talking about Alana the whole series, because Alana is like the basis
the best character.
Yeah.
Last, like, I guess we should finish this up. Last things. My only real problem with this series was magic, and the fact that it's definitely aimed for a more juvenile audience. Like, it could have been so much cooler if she was just a little bit older.
I can kind of see that too.
Especially in like the realm of the gods, like the stuff that could have gone down could have been like...
a little bit more, yeah.
Like a little, like, I think what this book kind of was lacking was consequences for me, because I knew Daine was so overpowered that I knew it didn't matter what Orzo like threw at her, she was going to deal with it.
Oh, we gotta talk about the ending.
Okay, ending.
Sorry.
End it with the ending, Chelsea.
Okay, so in the end, I was visualizing just the end when she takes down Ozorn, and it was just like the coolest thing in my mind, because Ozorn is just like throwing everything at her, and he's like trying to run away, and she's just chasing him down as like a bird. But eventually she gets like just so tired, she has like no magic left to do anything, so they're both kind of just like like just facing off, and they're both like have nothing left, and she's like literally standing there naked. All she has is this like claw necklace thing that she's had forever, and she's just standing there just like trying to take him down, and he's like coming at her, and he's got these razor sharp wings, and all she does is she grabs the claw off her hand and like rips his throat out, and like she ends up like covered in blood, and she's just like there naked, and it's just like one of the most epic things I've ever come across.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just...
I'll give it that, it did have a really
Yeah.
epic final fight.
And she was just like drained, and she just collapses because that's all she can do after this fight. So yeah, very, very cool ending. But anyways, we should stop talking.
Yes. So far, in my opinion, I've liked Alana the best. I am currently about halfway through Protector of the Small, so we'll talk when I'm done that.
And yeah, so 2 more left. See you guys later.